We welcome you now to day one of X Games Chiba as we come to you from Makuhari Messe Stadium, and we kick things off with the women's skateboard street elimination. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside the legend and voice of women's skateboarding, Amelia Brodka. And Amelia, I'm so excited for this one because we've got some heavy hitters in this field, including our gold medalist from X Games Ventura, Miyu Ito.
That's right, but she is going to be challenged by the Olympic gold medalist, Koko Yoshizawa. And we're wondering, is it going to be a full Japanese podium sweep? But I am thinking that if anybody can disrupt that, it's Chloe Covell, because she has a growing bag of switch tricks and has just been on a tear.
Yeah, Chloe, the flow, of course, winning gold in Ventura back in 2023. We didn't see her a few months ago at X Games Ventura 2024, so we're excited to see her back on this X Games stage. But there you see Koko, as Amelia was talking about, and that Japanese podium sweep, that has become the norm as of late in women's skateboard street, Amelia.
It's certainly a really dominant field, but like I said, Chloe's got a different approach, and we even have a Thai skater in the mix with ST Sukasem. So even though there's a strong local scene holding it down there, anything can happen.
Yeah, we're excited to kick this one off. And for the first time, as you take a look at our start list, by the way, I want to turn your attention, just 2 skateboarders in this entire field of 10 not from Japan.
That's right. I am really excited to see ST in here. She was out at the Olympics as well. She's coached by none other than Kenny Reed, absolute legend.
Rad. Yeah.
And she is super fun to watch.
So look at our competition format here in elimination. We've got 10 young ladies out here getting 2 45-second runs each. The best single run counts. Just 8 will be moving on to the final, so we're gonna say farewell to just 2 skaters here in this elimination. So without further ado, let's kick things off, Amelia. We begin with Ibuki Matsumoto.
She came up through the Flake Cup, which is an awesome mini ramp contest series in Japan. Super fun to watch. She's got a really great laid back style. And starting off with a backflip down that lengthy handrail.
Ibuki just missing the podium in her X Games debut a few months ago, had to settle for 4th in both street and street best trick. But we know she's got the bag of tricks to get on the podium here in Chiba, Amelia.
I like her laid back style. She's got like Tom Penny vibes right now. Definitely.
What a compliment.
I mean, serious, look at that kickflip front board with so much control. It's as though she could have done that in her sleep. Definitely starting off strong here. Oh, yeah, front 50, but back 180ing out.
So a really solid first run for Ibuki, and it should be noted, this is our 3rd year in Chiba, but this is the first time we've been under a roof, inside. What a difference that makes, as rain has played an issue plaguing this contest in the past.
So her style is so calm, it almost takes away from how phenomenal that first run was. It was so clean, and it had the technical elements in it. She used the course really well. It's almost a shame she has to go first because it's always hard to navigate the judging structure. So I don't know how that's gonna affect her score, but wow, that was a really great way to start.
77.66 for Ibuki. So we move on to Hina Maeda, 19 years old. This is her 5th X Games appearance. Yet to find the X Games podium, though, in her X career.
She did win Tampa Pro, which is a phenomenal feat. And you're about to see why, because she's got really great, like, aggressive, snappy style. I just love the way that she does those backside flips, usually cleaner than that time. Nice front board. Look at this beautiful course.
I was just going to ask for your thoughts on this edition of the street course here in 2024.
It's like a Zen garden turned skate park. There's so much detail in all of, you know, the grass, the wood grain. California skate parks has really outdone themselves with this build.
You know, we talk every single event about the youth movement that really is women's skateboard street, really women's skateboarding in general. It should be noted, Hina is actually the oldest skateboarder in this field at 19 years old.
That's crazy. I did not realize that until right now. Oh, what a wild rate of progression these kids are on.
So 50.33 for Hina. She'll look to clean things up on her second run.
Speaking of the youth movement, Rino Hoshino, 13 years young, starting with an enormous backlip down that stair set that if she laid down that stair set, it'd probably be way longer than her body is tall.
Reno in her very first X Games, and we've seen skateboarders in this event fare very well in their X Games debut. Can she add her name to that list here today?
It looked like she maybe had an early start. So that was kind of a warm-up backlip for her. She'll have to start again. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt her mental space.
This may be elimination, but don't tell all the kids in the crowd that. It's an amazing atmosphere out here, coming correct right out the gate, Amelia.
All right, well, glad that rerun didn't throw her off. She looks focused and ready, flowing through the course. She's actually made an appearance at Uprising Tokyo and did really well. That was one of her big debuts. So it's been actually surprising that we haven't seen her since then, but clearly she's just been stacking up her bag of tricks.
Yeah, she's managed by Gifted Existence Management, which is a new agency co-founded by Yuto Horigome, so you know she's in good hands.
She just came off that blunt, but that, I mean, to get on a rail that tall in a blunt and a kickflip, that lengthy stair set, wow.
I cannot believe someone her size just did that.
And she just fit it in the end of her run so perfectly, too.
Look at that styling. Look at the flick.
Bolts. It wasn't a full pull, but that is quite an X Game debut for Rino Hoshino.
So if you're just joining us, it's the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination. We've got 10 skateboarders out here. Just 8 will be moving on to the finals. Here's Aoi Mura, 15 years old, making her X Games debut, but coming in very hot, Amelia, after a victory at the Rockstar Energy Open just last month.
Aoi is a warrior. I have seen her take some slams, and she always gets back up, and she always powers through. And that was also true at the Rockstar Open. Despite taking heavy slams, was still able to win with a smile on her face. First saw her when she submitted a video part to the Exposure Virtual Contest. Has been expanding her bag of tricks ever since. Did super well at the Tokyo Uprising event last year.
Yeah, it's cool to see her out here making her X Games debut at just 15, but as you said, she's been busy with the Rockstar Open, plenty of Street League finishes, Uprising Tokyo last year. It seems like she's really primed for this stage here and now.
She says that she thinks her fellow Japanese sometimes take things a little too seriously. And as you can see by the smile on her face, even though she fell, she's just having fun, she's relaxed. She's bringing the vibe, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love her quote, skateboarding should be fun and loose and free and wild. And I think you see that in her skateboarding. ST Sukasem, 12 years old, representing Thailand, making her X Games debut. Just the second athlete ever from Thailand to compete at X Games.
She's had an incredible year. She qualified for the Paris Olympics just based on the last 2 qualifying events. She was so much lower in the rankings and then just sprang up because she did so well. Then she made her Olympic debut, and now she's making her X Games debut. She is on fire. She even got second at the Mass Singapore event that happened just last month. This is just the beginning for ST.
Last 10 seconds for ST. And I love this about her. Her mom is a well-known pop singer in Thailand. She competed in The Voice Thailand Season 1 in 2012, which is the only season of The Voice Thailand that I haven't watched.
Oh, we got to go back and watch it. ST, coached by Kenny Reed. One of her favorite skaters is Eric Costin. I just love that about her.
And that's the only thing ST and I have in common. That being one of my favorite skateboarders as well. But at 12 years old, she's in good hands for sure. So that score coming in at a 55.33. Good enough for third place early in this elimination round.
So
we're halfway through run one here in Women's Skateboard Street Elimination. More heavy hitters hitting this course when we return. Welcome back to Makuhari Messe Arena. As we bring you day one of X Games Chiba, we're in the midst of run one here in the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination. We're 5 skateboarders in. It's all about the youth. The kids are absolutely losing their minds here today as they get to watch some of the best skateboarders on the planet invade this course here at X Games Chiba 2024. Next to drop in 19-year-old Funa Nakayama, making her 5th X Games appearance.
also starting with a backflip. That seems to be a
yes.
popular one among the field. Nice crooked grind. Don't get me wrong though, starting with a backflip down that long rail, that is no easy feat. Oh, nice front blunt. We haven't seen one of those in this competition quite yet.
Funa earned her lone X Games medal, a silver, here in Chiba back in 2022.
And that is her signature maneuver right there, the front crook. She did that down the Hollywood High 16, earned her the cover of Thrasher magazine, and apparently she did it first try, which is just absolutely bizarre.
That's how legends are made. And really, and little known fact, only the second Japanese skateboarder to ever be on the cover of Thrasher, besides Yuto.
Wow, that's incredible. So she just missed her last trick there. So far, we've only seen one full pull. So I think that might get her up into that top 3 spot. But hoping we see some fully executed runs in the next goes. They'll each have one more.
Yeah, that is something you have to consider, right? Especially in elimination. You only get 2 runs. There's so many X Games rookies that are just trying to put it down. Funa's no stranger to this stage, a 73.66, comfortably putting her up into second place. She's got to feel pretty good about her chances getting into the final. Remember, just 2 skateboarders will not be moving on from this elimination into our 8-woman final. Koko Yoshizawa, 14 years old, fresh off her gold medal performance in Paris at the Olympics just a couple of months ago.
Ooh, throwing in a nice little tray flip there. It was incredible to watch her win the Olympics because prior to that, we'd seen her at Uprising Tokyo where she also surprised everyone. But the fact that she hasn't been to an X Games yet is shocking.
Wow. Well, I love this about her. She's still just 14 years old, Amelia, as she closes in on what will be the last 10 seconds here before I finish my thought. Let's see what she closes out with.
Oh yes, the big spin front board.
Big spin front board. What an ender.
Okay, so apparently she had never seen skateboarding before because she didn't have social media.
That's what I was gonna, that's exactly what I was just gonna say.
And then she saw Momiji do a big spin front board and win the Olympics. And then she realized, oh, maybe I'm good at skateboarding too because I can do that trick. So
Imagine being good at something but not knowing how good you are until you watch videos of people who are winning gold medals and you're like, oh wait, I can do that.
I must be pretty good. Let me win the next Olympics.
And no surprise, an 80.33. Coco takes over the top spot.
She's really happy with that one. Wow, what an X Games debut that is.
4 X Games medals in 4 X Games appearances. Can she add to her collection? A gold medal the last time we saw her at the X Games in 2023. And many expect her to reclaim that top spot here this weekend, Amelia.
That front feeble was so rad. And then she popped out over on the other side and then showed off her switch flip phenomena. And she is just so technically proficient. So her favorite skaters are Momiji and Haisa. Neither of them are here to hype her up.
That's a good point.
It really opens the door for her. Oh, nice backsmith to end it. That was a really solid first run for Chloe Covell.
And again, she's still just 14 years old, but I felt like she seemingly came out of nowhere when we first saw her here at X Games Chiba in 2022, earning a bronze medal as a then 12-year-old. And to just watch how her skateboarding has grown, her confidence has grown, her style has evolved. There's just something so calm and collected to her skateboarding right now.
The first time that we saw her, she had submitted video parts to both of Exposure's video part contests and podiumed both times. And her style, even when she was that little, was so good.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair.
So here's Liz Akama getting ready to drop in. Owner of 5 X Games medals. For more on Liz, let's head down to the third member of our team,
Yes,
Mitch Tomlinson.
as usual, Liz on the course, no matter where she is cool, calm, and collected, and she always has the tricks to back it up. We know she's already got 5 X Games medals in a trophy cabinet. I know this is elimination round, but she wants to be on that podium. The last 3 stops at X Games, she's been there, and she doesn't want to make this stop any different.
Yeah, that's a really good point from Mitch. I mean, if you think about it, she had a silver in street in Ventura, a bronze in best trick at Ventura, a silver medal at the Olympics, second place finish in Shanghai, first at Street League Apex, first at World Skateboard Street Tour Dubai. All she's doing is winning at minimum or coming in second at these contests, Amelia.
Well, she's got this really unique trick selection, like the barley grinds coming out forward that time. Sometimes she comes out fakie. She does the front big spins. She does the big heels. And those tricks really set her apart from the rest of the field. Putting it together, that's going to put her in second place with an 81.66. I could tell she was holding back just a little bit, though.
Yeah, she's no stranger to this stage. She knows exactly what she needs to do. And now, our gold medalist from X Games Ventura, Miyu Ito.
Solid backside tail slide. She won the Red Bull pool drop event in Munich and took second at the Rockstar Energy Open. So she's definitely had a really good summer and no stranger to contest podiums.
She became the first rookie to ever win women's skateboard street gold when she did it in June at X Games Ventura.
Looking like a really solid first run. Her last trick, nice. The back lip that everyone else is starting their runs with. Puts a nice stamp right at the tail end. The judges want to see you start with a bang and end with a bang. And she definitely did just that.
Miyu is another skateboarder, obviously another prodigy out of Japan, but we really didn't get a chance to see her until earlier this summer. What is it about her skateboarding that makes her so unique and so powerful on the course?
Well, she said herself that she focuses on style as much as technicality, because clearly she knows that style matters, and that's going to make you stand out. It's not only about the tricks you do, it's about how well you do them and how good it looks when you're rolling away.
So a really strong first run. Skating for Primitive, Miyu Ito awaits her first run score as we're now officially halfway through the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination. Chloe Cavell, our current leader with that 85.66. Judges really taking their time with this one. You would think there was a gold medal at stake here. This is just elimination. You could see.
Judging is hard, you know, and there's some of the best judges in the business for sure, so.
An 83 for Miyu, so positioning her right behind that young lady, Chloe Cavell, who is our current leader. So now the question becomes, will Chloe skate away as our top-ranked qualifier? We'll find out when we come back. Run 2 of Women's Skateboard Street Elimination here at X Games Chiba after this. We welcome you back to X Games Chiba 2024. It's now time for Run 2 here in the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination. It's Brandon Graham, joined alongside Amelia Brodka and Amelia. Chloe Cavell seemingly picked up where she left off the last time we saw her at X Games back in 2023 with a really commanding first run score of 85.66.
And based on the clips we've seen from practice, that was definitely her safety run. She is holding back, and you can tell by the smile on her face, she thinks she's got this one.
Yes, she seems pleased every time you see her on the course, but it's been great to see so many talented skateboarders, 8 of the 10 here in our women's field representing Japan. But Chloe Cavell certainly in the driver's position right now to be the top-ranked qualifier. But run number 2 kicks off with Ibuki Matsumoto.
Oh,
whoa,
wow,
whoa,
starting with a kickflip front board. Ooh, that was heavy. Okay, so Ibuki says she crawled up from a corner of Japan with the aim of becoming the best in the world. And based on her skating, she looks so relaxed that I can't even imagine her saying that.
That's the heaviest quote a 12-year-old has ever said.
Oh no, just coming off another kickflip front board, tried to go to fakie that time. But wow, that was such a strong start. And her just chill style of skating, I am such a fan of.
She started skateboarding just 6 years ago at 6 years old.
What? Just 6 years ago and she skates like that?
Well, what's funny is she started skating at 6 and she said that she was a snowboarder first. So that means that she was snowboarding before age 6. I refuse to do the math, but this is a very talented young lady. So a 52.66 for Ibuki. 5th place is where she will stay. Again, the top 8 will be moving on to the final. Hina Maeda. Hina is sitting in the top 10, but she'd love to give herself a little more breathing room, Amelia. She's currently in that 9th spot.
Didn't make a full run, her first go at it. Unfortunately not gonna be a full run again this time. She went for the kickflip 50-50. Didn't quite get the flick she was looking for. Good recovery with a nice front feeble.
And again, we talked about it on her first run. She seemingly has had success at so many other events, obviously winning Tampa Pro, winning Uprising Tokyo Best Trick, winning Border Open back in New York last year. And for whatever reason in her X Games career has not been able to find the podium. And it doesn't look like she'll be moving on to the final.
That's the thing about skateboarding, though. One day you're landing all of your tricks, you're maybe learning new ones. The next day you can't do the ones that you were doing easily yesterday. So, you know, it just seems like maybe X Games has fallen on her off days, but she is so fun to watch. So I encourage everyone to look her up, follow her on Instagram. She's got a great style.
The 13-year-old Rino Hoshino dropping in for her second run. As she's currently in 10th. The top 8 will be moving on to the final.
She was a latecomer to this contest. Luckily, lives only 4 hours away from Chiba, so was able to book it and make it for the first practice after we had a couple drops. Definitely skates really strong for her size. It seems like even that big rail is no problem for her.
Last 10 seconds for Rino. Oh.
It's interesting watching her try that blunt. She fell on that last time. It's almost like she has to reach to get onto it. Like the rail is pretty tall, and maybe she just doesn't quite have the pop to lock into it. So unfortunately, not gonna be a full run from her, but that's pretty epic X Games debut.
But I'll tell you this much, Amelia, because we've seen it time and time again out of these Japanese skateboarders. I think we'll look back, say 2 years from now, and we'll say, you remember when we saw Rino in her X Games debut in Chiba, and she didn't make the final, and we're saying that on her way to like winning a gold medal at X Games. That just seems to be the way this works.
I could see it. I mean, that back lip to start things off was fierce. Like I said, I know the rest of the field is doing it, but it's such a hard trick, and that rail is long.
So it's time for Aoi to drop in. She's sitting in that 7th spot. So she's currently in that top 8 mix, but there are still a couple of potential skateboarders that could bump her out. A solid score here would give her some breathing room.
I think her first trick was supposed to be a sugarcane, but kind of just went in the front board, so it looked a little crazy, but she got away with it, and she really needs to stay on because she didn't have a full pull last time, and 7th doesn't give her a ton of breathing room to make it through to tomorrow. Oh, nice backsmith. Looking like she had a little more time than she thought, but she threw some bonus tricks in at the end, and there we go. It's a full pull for Aoi.
I don't think I'm saying anything outlandish here. Definitely the best. This is a gold medal kit for sure. She's got the drip, and she even said a great pair of pants can be like a superhero cape. I put them on when I want to go do something special.
I mean, she definitely has a very extreme pants collection. We've seen the cow pants. We've seen the...
A lot of prints.
Yeah, a lot of prints.
Them
Lots of
pants.
Them pants. I love how happy she looks. That's the best. She's truly enjoying herself.
So I've just been given word that everyone is actually safe now. So everyone skating has officially moved on to the finals. Hina and Rino, who have already skated, they're outside of our top 8. So at this point, ST, making a little history, is going to be skating in her very first X Games final in her debut. So really it's about seeding at this point, Amelia.
That is a huge accomplishment for ST. Her year just keeps getting better and better, and this is just the beginning for her. Just coming off that feeble, but I'm stoked that we're gonna get to see her skate again.
She competed at the Olympics, obviously representing Thailand, and she was a flag bearer for Thailand in the opening ceremonies.
Standing out there in the rain on a boat, why not?
You were there for that.
I was in my hotel room, cozied up. It was way too rainy out there. Come on.
You weren't part of the boat trip. Who is going to catch Chloe Covell? Will she be our top-ranked qualifier? Final runs when we return after this. Final run time here in the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination at X Games Chiba 2024. There's a look at that beautiful course that the young ladies have been slaying out here all day. We've had 10 skateboarders out on this field and just 8 moving on to the final. And our final group is officially set. We just don't necessarily know seeding yet. Hina and Reno, unfortunately, eliminated. Chloe Covell, though, has been the story of the day as we await her second run here. Who's going to catch Chloe is the million-dollar question, Amelia.
Well, it does certainly help to be seated on top, because then you have the final say during the finals. And you know how to adjust your run according to the rest of the field. But Chloe's looking pretty cozy.
Funa Nakayama, currently in 6th place. She's safe. She'll be moving on. So now I'm really interested to see what these last 5 skateboarders have in store. Knowing that they're already moving on to the final, do we see ultra safe, or do we get a chance now to work on things and give you a preview of what's going to go down at the final?
I would say for someone like Funa, I think she can bear to get herself a little bit higher in the rankings so that she does go later in the finals.
Yeah.
But you have to toe this line of not showing the judges all of your cards, because there's certainly a surprise factor that comes into play when it comes to judging. If they haven't seen you do it yet, then they're more likely to give it a higher score because you're thrown off guard.
Yeah, our judges are the best in the business, and they've talked about that before, right? Like, we know what you're capable of, and sometimes a skater might think that's a little unfair to be essentially judged against themselves, but it's almost like we know what you're capable of, so put it out there, and can you do something even a little differently than you did before?
I mean, that's the spirit of skateboarding as well. It's progression. You want to skate better today than you did yesterday, and I think with the judges have that in mind, because it's all for the progression of skateboarding in general. If you're going to be on the world stage in this way, you got to keep upping up the ante.
So Funa does improve her score, 79, and does move up 1 spot, up into 5th place. Koko Yoshizawa getting ready to drop in for her second run in her X Games debut.
Starting strong with that back lip. Oh, just stepping off on that 360 flip. She did it in her last run. Not sure she'll be able to improve her score at this point. But once again, this is just practice for finals at this point.
She attributes some of her success to the opportunity to work with Daisuke Hayakawa, who's obviously a fantastic Japanese coach and mentored Yuto Horigome for a long time.
Ooh, the backsmith, back 180. We didn't see that one before. That is a new one in this field. That's fun to watch. And the big spin front board.
You know, at 14 years old, Coco's obviously been coming on really strong this year, but I just ask you, on just a really personal level, were you surprised that she won gold in Paris for the Olympics?
It was definitely a dark horse win, but the conditions were challenging. I mean, all the skaters skated prelims that same day in the blistering heat with the sun reflecting the park onto their faces. So, you know, the finals of the Olympics were a tough one for everyone, but Coco. She really shone through, and the conditions didn't affect her.
Chloe Cavell getting ready to drop in. She is our current leader. I'm excited to see what she does here in her second run in elimination. Let's head down to Mitch Tomlinson, who spoke to her a little earlier.
Yeah, guys, look, Chloe is sitting exactly where she wants to be, and I would say exactly where she deserves to be. You guys mentioned before that the judges are looking for new tricks in the finals, and it's no surprise that Chloe's got a full bag of tricks yet to be released. I spoke to her earlier, and she said she not only likes this course, but she loves this course. So let's see. We're going to see her in the final, but she's still going right now.
Yeah.
The kickflip back tail in that run was insane. She did not have to up this run, and she absolutely did, and it looked like she was zen in this Zen Garden atmosphere for sure.
She didn't have to do it like this.
Look at that. Oh, it's so clean too.
Skating for April Skateboards. And a 93.33. Chloe Cavell just crashes above the ceiling and really just upping the ante. I don't know what's above first place, but she's doing it out here today in elimination.
I mean, if anybody can catch up to her, it could definitely be Liz, because she's got a unique approach, she's got a great style, and she's definitely been putting in the work to throw some new tricks in her game, like that one.
Whoa.
Front 180, 50-50, switch 180 out.
That was wild.
If you think about it, it's a similar motion to that barley grind, so
Yeah.
it's probably natural to her at this point. Nice slip slide. Oh, the 270
my.
switch front board.
Okay. She's saying checkmate to Chloe. She said, I know you guys have been talking about Chloe, but I was the one earning silver at X Games Ventura. I was there earning bronze in best trick. I'm the one dropping in after Chloe in this elimination.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the gold has eluded Liz here at X Games.
Yes.
Could this be her first one?
3 silvers and 2 bronze for Liz Akama. But she's got gold on her mind here in Chiba. And that's great. After the run that Chloe just put down, Liz with an 84, so that jumps her up into second place. You know, it's a run like that almost psychologically that's like, Chloe, you're not running away with this. I'm here too.
Well, she's still got almost a 10-point lead over Liz. So, you know, I know everyone's saving things for the finals, so you never know what can happen.
Miyu Ito, our gold medalist from X Games Ventura, she's sitting in 3rd place right now. She, of course, is moving on to the final. Will she up the ante as Liz and Chloe both did on their second runs?
Wow, the way that she caught and stomped that kickflip, and the fact that she's using the quarter pipe, throwing in a back blunt, that's definitely going to make her stand out.
Yeah, the judges love that. No one else is doing that.
Or anything on the quarter pipes, actually.
Right.
Ooh,
Okay.
front blunt shove, let's go. She says, I've got some tech tricks in the bag as well.
One final banger opportunity.
The trusty back lip, apparently it's just the go-to in this field, which just a handful of years ago, I need to remind you, that would have been like the best trick in this field. So the progression has been insane.
And how many of the girls in this field of 10 were starting their runs off that way?
Or being born, you know?
What do you think? Does that top Liz Akama's previous run score?
Well, the front blunt shove was really nice. I think it's going to be pretty close to what Liz just put down, but I don't think it's going to be close to Chloe.
An 85 for Mio, so she jumps back up into second place. And what a battle it's gonna be between those three in tomorrow night's final. Reminder for you fans watching, this Women's Skateboard Street Final will be tomorrow night, Friday, at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So there's a look at our results here in elimination. Chloe, Miu, and Liz round out our top three, but that top 8 will be moving on to the final.
And we've got the Olympic gold medalist sitting in 4th, looking in on that podium position.
Well, again, this is officially kicking off X Games Chiba 2024, but we got plenty of action coming up later tonight and all weekend. Want to make sure you've got it locked in on xgames.com for the entire schedule, and it's adjusted for your time zone. No matter where you're at, you'll have the right time. So that's gonna do it for the Women's Skateboard Street Elimination, kicking off X Games Chiba 2024. Congratulations to our field of 8. Moving on to tomorrow night's final. When it was all said and done, Chloe Cavell, our top-ranked qualifier, in search of gold. We'll find out more when they hit it back tomorrow.